Hi, thanks for gardening with me. I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to be planting 3 large shrubs in the back of the property. It definitely needs something to pull your interest back here. I have a sand cherry. I have this Miss Molly Buddleia, which is a butterfly bush. Has these beautiful flowers on them that I think are going to look gorgeous next to the sand cherry. I also have a black lace elderberry, which gets about 6 feet by 6 feet. So it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to get started and see what it looks like. So I think this is the location that I'm settling on. I want to have the Buddleia just behind this Limelight Hydrangea that I have, because the hydrangea starts out white and then it ends up with this burgundy flowers on it, which will tie in really well to the Buddleia. And then having the sand cherry just over to the left a little bit will also draw the color back there. Then over here you can see I have the black lace elderberry, which seems really small and insignificant right now, but being that it will be 6 feet by 6 feet, I think it will be just absolutely perfect spot for it. So this is where they're going to end up. Nothing left to do except for to start digging the holes. So as I may have said before, this whole area used to be poison ivy and Virginia creeper and just all kinds of bad stuff. So every single time I go to dig a hole, I end up finding big, huge roots. So the Sawzall to the rescue. I can't find a single thing that it can't be used for, including cutting roots. And I like to use Biotone starter fertilizer whenever I plant any perennials or shrubs or trees or really anything at all. It has a lot of really great ingredients to give your plants a good start. The reason I put it in the hole is so that it can make contact with the roots, because what it really does is concentrates on building a great root system versus putting off a bunch of flowers or things like that. So even if you don't use this brand, I highly recommend you use something to help get your plants off to a really good start when you put them in the ground. So I know I've mentioned this many times before, but whenever you're planting a tree or a shrub like this, you want the hole to be a lot wider than it is in the pot. But the depth, you don't want to plant it any deeper than it is in the pot already. If anything, you want to plant it up just a little bit, because what you don't want is when the rain comes or when you water it, for it to just stick in that hole. It'll just create rot and it won't be productive for you. Also, when you do go to fill the soil back in, make sure it's in small enough pieces where you can get it down into the sides of the roots, because you don't want any air pockets there. Okay, so here we have it. I have the Limelight Hydrangea in the front, and then the Buddleia behind that, and then the Sand Cherry behind that. And I think that when that's in bloom, it's going to be really beautiful. This area, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know this is just 1 year in the making. This was totally covered in brambles and weeds and poison ivy and all kinds of bad stuff. So these daylilies I did put here a couple years ago, and they are starting to spread really nice. A problem that I am having is I had some things that I put in here by seed, and I'm not sure what they're supposed to look like. So I do have some weeds in here that I haven't pulled, so I need to get on that. None of these obviously are the weeds. They're all daylilies, and they're just the common, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of them. Dane? So I can't remember the name of them, but they're just a common daylily. But there are some beautiful ones out there that I do want to get. And I'll just give you a little tour of the area so you can see what's going on here. But this is a Arborvitae that I put in last year, and the deer went to town on it over the winter. And I almost yanked it, but I was like, let me just see if it bounces back. And it is. And I put this tomato cage around it, so it's not looking so cute right now. But if it survives, that's really all I care about. And then I'll have to put some kind of something to keep the deer away from things this winter. I do have black-eyed Susans back here, as well as a few other perennials that are coming up and looking really nice. It's a really sweet little bloom in there, but all kinds of weeds in here, so I need to go through here. I do have some of my calla lilies that are starting to come up there and there, and there's a few other dotted in through here too. So this is a proven winter black lace elderberry, and it gets these beautiful flowers on it, the very dark foliage that's like a Japanese maple, which is my absolute favorite tree. And as you can see here, hopefully you can see, it says that it grows 6 to 10 feet tall and wide. So that's wonderful. And it's rated zone 5 to 7, and we right now are considered a zone 6. So it should thrive right here. It should do really well. So it will grow at its biggest 5 feet on either side, which that is about 3 feet away. But what I'll plan on doing is limbing it up a little bit. So if I have to move that, it's really not that big of a deal. I just put it in there last year. And as far as anything else, if it gets crowded out, again, not that big of a deal. So there's that. And then we have the sand cherry here, which, I mean, that color is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And you can see the Buddleia in the background. I mean, it's just going to be beautiful. So this island, I really want it to look good from both sides, because we do have a little pathway here, and then on the other side of this, it looks up towards the house. So this is the Limelight Hydrangea, and I have not trimmed it or anything yet this year, so that still definitely needs to happen. I'm shocked that it made it without the deer destroying that, and its branches are looking thicker this year than they did last year. They were super spindly when I first put it in. And then we have some bishop's weed there, which is nice because it kind of not takes over, but it'll spread out quite a bit once it gets a hold. This is a beautiful daisy that's yellow with yellow centers, and that'll be really nice. And then we have the Buddleia in front of the sand cherry, and the Buddleia is Miss Molly Proven Winners, and it's good zones 5 through 9, 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. So it should do really well right here. I'm just so excited about this color. I've never seen one this color before. I have a purple one, but really excited about that. And then we have daylilies behind there, and those are orange. So I think that'll be a nice contrasting color. more of this yarrow, which again, I just think it's so cute. And then this is all salvia that needs to be cut back. Cannas that are starting to come up. And then more daylilies back here. We have wild geraniums there. And I think I'm going to put a lot more of those back here because they spread quite a bit. The way I plant, if you've seen my videos before, I like to plant things so thick that there's just no room for weeds to grow. So this is definitely has some ways to go. Look at that, that's poison ivy. Yeah. So definitely some work to do back here. So this lily, it looks like it's dead, but it is not. It's one of those that grows up beautiful greenery in the spring, and then it all dies back, and then it shoots up these beautiful flowers. Can't think of the name of it. If I can, I'll put it on the screen. But so it's funny, it looks like it's dead, but it should have some beautiful flowers. And as soon as that does flower, I will bring you back here and show you what those look like. You probably can think of the word, and I can't think of what it's called. And this is the one last bramble or wild rose that I did leave back here, and it has had beautiful white roses on it this year, but I'm going to definitely keep it in check, keep it small, so it can't take over. And then the next step back here is really to get on all of these weeds. But so excited about this. I think that is a beautiful trio right there, and it's going to give us some beauty for years and years to come. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for gardening with me. God bless and have a great week.